What's up, everybody? It's your girl Brooklyn with Heart to Heart with Brooklyn. I know that it's been a minute. I am so sorry. I was dealing with a lot of personal things, and as you can see, so much stuff has been going on, and it's been messing with my brain, okay? I had to take some mental health days that just happened to turn into weeks because, you know, we're quarantined, so everything just seems to run in together. But I did not forget about y'all. I am here, I'm back, and I'm better, and I'm here to give you some really interesting news, okay? I am here for you. The person who's been making a lot of headlines now, stirring up the pot, is Mr. August Alsina. Now, a lot of you guys may remember August, but he has definitely kind of drifted off. He's been going through a lot of personal problems because I don't think the last time we saw August might have been about 5-6 Augusts ago, okay? Like, for real, it's been a long time. But during that time period, this man was sick. He was dealing with a lot of family issues. He was just going through a lot. And you know, he needed to take a little break. He needed to step back and figure out some things, okay? So the last time we really heard from August, there was rumors circling around about him and Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith. Okay, there was a lot of little rumors here and there about them and their little you know, hanging out, their friendship that they were going through and stuff like that, because we just happened to see them a lot and we just happened to not see Mr. Will Smith. Okay, so it was very interesting. Okay, but after he kind of disappeared, the rumors kind of disappeared, we kind of forgot about it, right? Until today. Okay, so Mr. Alsina decided to pop back into the picture, and he is now here to stir up the pot and spill the beans. Honey, this tea is hot. So about a few weeks ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, he decided to do an interview with Angela Yee, and they just happened to discuss his arrangement with Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith, okay? And boy, he did not hold back. He told everything. This boy was in love. He was in love. And do you see this man's twist out? I'm just saying, like, the interview was great, but this twist out, honey, not really a fan of the color, but can you teach me? Back to, you know, the gist of everything. He basically expressed how he was dating Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith and how they had a relationship, and he was in love with her. She helped him through a lot, and he can now leave this world knowing that he fully gave himself to somebody and that he really cherished that moment that he was with her. And he happened to also say that he asked Mr. Will Smith for his permission.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Will?
So after this was circling around, yeah, you know, the media, we wanted to know a little bit more. We wanted to know some of the details. We wanted to hear from Miss Pinkett-Smith. Like, what else? What do you say? What's your side of the story, right? So, of course, there was a lot of rumors circling after that interview about things saying that Will never gave permission and all these other things, which actually led to Jada announcing that she is bringing herself to the Red Table Talk. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Jada Pinkett-Smith does this series on Facebook called the Red Table Talk, where she talks to a lot of celebrities about, like, their issues, things that they're going through. Her last interview just happened to have, like, Will Smith when he called out Gayle King, you know, things like that, where she'll sit down and have a discussion about what really went down. So this time she said, I'm bringing myself to the table. Okay, Jada, you spicy. Of course, this was a lot of, like, anticipation. Everybody was waiting for this interview. And guess what? It finally dropped, and I'm here to tell you the gist of what happened, okay? So the video actually aired on Facebook on July 10th, and of course, broke records. Everybody was watching it. Everybody wanted to tune in and see exactly what was going on in this relationship, because back in the day, it was definitely a topic of discussion. And now, years later, it is being brought up again And now we're finally getting answers. So of course, this is something juicy that everybody was interested in. So I watched the Red Table Talk. This Red Table Talk was just 12 minutes of nonsense. I'm gonna let you know right now, the interview really only needed to be a good 4 minutes long. The rest of it was them laughing and them really acting like everything was okay, but really they looked like they were in denial. Like it was just, okay. It was just a lot. So when she was at the Red Table, Will Smith was playing the role as Jada. So he was actually the interviewer in this situation, which was probably very awkward for them, considering that who wants to sit there and interview their spouse about them messing around with somebody else? I don't know about you, but I don't want to go through that. So kudos to Will for sitting through that, because your girl couldn't. So as she started to explain, she said that they started off as friends or whatever, and he was going through a lot, so she was there to really help him, and that they became involved into an entanglement. A what? An entanglement? What in the world is an entanglement? Well, Miss Little Mo came up with the definition with the quickness for you. An entanglement is when you are entitled to entangle with someone because you want to be happy and feel good. Does that sound right, Jada? Because that sounds right to me. In other words, basically, it's just full of toxicity. That's what it is, toxic. Okay, she is literally, in my opinion, the female future. I'm just saying. So after she said that she was in an entanglement with this man or whatever, the topic also came across with the permission of Will Smith. Now, Will Smith denies that he ever asked for permission, but Jada said that in August's defense, she feels like he kind of knew that they weren't together and probably took those steps to make sure that he wasn't a homewrecker and things, but didn't verbally ask Will for his permission. One important fact is that they both said that they were not together during this time period that she was messing with August. Apparently, Will also stated that he was completely done with Jada. Completely done. And then whenever they decided to work back on their relationship, she tossed August aside like a rag doll. Now, if you ask me, in my opinion, what I feel like what probably happened, which happens a lot in messy relationships, August probably asked Jada, hey, are you guys not together? And she said, yes, we are not together. And then he probably was like, well, ask Will, like, still, check with Will, see if everything's good or whatever. And she probably gave the A-okay. So I think it was a whole third-party conversation, an ABC conversation, which honestly, he should have seen his way out in the beginning. She says that with the relationship, she was really drawn to him. She really likes to help people. So she blames her codependency and also just her belief of helping people, which actually makes her feel so good. So she was really, in her opinion, gaining a lot from that relationship because she was helping him, as well as it was filling a void of hers of happiness that apparently she was lacking. And throughout this entire process, she really healed herself. Now, one thing that they also talked about was how this event happened so long ago and how both parties have already healed. When I say both parties, I'm talking about Will and Jada, have already healed from this entire situation, and they think it's a little strange that's being brought up in the media today. However, I personally don't think it's that strange that's being brought up. I think that this man, August, was extremely hurt, and from the little bit that we know from the media of the things that he was going through, I think he's finally able to now deal with them. Because if you guys have seen in the media before, he lost his brother, as well as, I believe he lost his sister and also his brother's wife or girlfriend, and therefore left him with the responsibility of his nieces, as well as he had a lot of internal family issues, and he was also extremely sick. So all of that piling up in one time period, because this was over the course of like 5-6 years, and that's a lot to deal with. all of that being built up in one time period, you're not able to deal with that because he has other responsibilities. So I feel like this incident was pushed to the back of his mind. And now that he has enough time to actually focus on himself and work on himself, it's finally coming to light. And that is why he's talking about it now, because he needs to get all these things off his chest. Yes, it was years ago, but to him, it's hitting him now, and this is his time to grieve. So you saying that you think it's weird, just because you're over it doesn't mean other people are over it, and that's on period. The rest of the interview literally was them laughing awkwardly, and you can tell that for sure Will is hurt, and Will needs to get out, in my opinion, because Jada, you're toxic. You are extremely toxic. Now, I'm not really one to judge your relationship. You know, you could do whatever you want. I'm not in it. I don't plan to be in it, nor want to be in it. But from the outside looking in, you do look very toxic. And yeah, I'm not really rocking with that. Also, there are some conspiracies on this entire situation. And a lot of people, especially on Twitter, do believe that Jada took advantage of August because he was down and about. And on the flip side, other people feel like there's no way that she took advantage of this boy because he is a grown man. And I think at the time he was like 20, maybe like 23 or something like that, somewhere in that age range where they didn't feel that they felt that he's a grown man, he can make his own decisions. Yes, that may be true. However, if you are in such a terrible state and someone comes in and like is treating you as a friend, is treating you as family, and really trying to be there for you, it's easy to fall for that person. And it's also easy for a person to take advantage of your needs. That is extreme, and we see it all the time. So for the people saying that, oh, he's a grown man, he can make his own decisions, yes, he can. However, being in that state of mind where you are unhealthy, you make bad decisions. For this grown woman to come in and kind of nurture this boy and not really see that big of an issue with it, I kind of find a little strange. And I mean, you can agree with me or disagree, that is a-okay. I just find it a little weird. But we all know that in the Smith household, it was already announced that they had an open relationship and things like that. So this entire situation should not have been such a big deal that it was, in my opinion. However, I think the circumstances of the fact that he was going through so much, and it was just like a whole bunch of denial periods, and people just didn't want to tell the truth, which they're entitled to not tell the truth. You know, their business isn't our business. But I think with all of that building up, it made it become mainstream, and that everyone was super interested in it, to the point where it kind of forced them to spill the beans on everything that was going on. But now let's talk about Will. Now Will looks hurt, I'm not gonna lie, and even though you might have this certain arrangement, I feel like this situation kind of would hurt anybody. Yeah. He looked kind of hurt. It kind of looks like his face during the red table talk. Like, look at this man's face. That's a face of hurt, okay? Like, he looked like he want to cry, he want to break down. He looked like that moment in Fresh Prince when he felt like his dad didn't want him. Like, I'm talking about this man right here looked like I was sad for her. I was like, dang, Will, you got to get out of that. And her face during the whole thing was very calm, cool, and collected. Now, granted, she is just a calm, cool, and collected type person, but calling it an entanglement when to August, that was a relationship. It just seems like toxic 101. So now let's have our heart-to-heart moments. So I definitely feel that August is the victim in this situation. Will, you're halfway the victim, only because you're in an open relationship, so this really should not have been as big as a problem that it was. But obviously you're really hurt about that, so I really think that you might want to rethink this whole open relationship thing. Jada, you are toxic, okay? Female future, I ain't really rocking with that. I like your movies, but yeah. If I was a dude, I wouldn't date you. Lastly, I kind of feel like the media is really into everybody's business about this. And really, we need to focus more on arresting the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with Hard Time with Brooklyn. And I will see you guys later. Peace out, Girl Scouts.